Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Moonriver. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before you watch this one so that you have more context. And I do want to mention the two donation links I have in the description. Go over to those official websites if you want to support Ukraine. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I've been away for a couple of days because I was moving to Canada and I'm not really, in a proper setup right now. So I'll be trying to get out as many videos as possible. But, I don't promise that I'm going to have updates on a daily basis, but I should be back on my previous schedule, in the near future. So jumping into Moonriver on the daily chart, like we expected, Bitcoin did drop below $21,000 or $22,000, even below $21,000. We did talk about that on this channel for a very long time. I did warn everyone in advance to have cash for this drop that I saw coming. And obviously I wasn't 100% sure, but I was more biased that we were going to see a move to the downside, and a move to the downside we did see. So as you can see, we're landing back in the buy zone here, anywhere from $13.50 all the way down to $10.62. So this is your major buy zone, and if you bought in with the last pullback, you could have seen a nice 83.5% profit. I personally did not swing trade Moonriver because my Moonriver is staked. But for any of you swing traders, this was a great opportunity. Moonriver is now down around about 42.5% from the local high that we printed here. This was a very, very nice move here in a day. And yeah, so I did give you this resistance level. We're going to take a look at the Binance chart just a bit later. We also had a resistance level here at $21 exactly, because this is a support zone that we landed on back in May. And right now we just back tested it as resistance, and down we go once again. Also, you can see the yellow trend line here at $12.88 is a strong support zone that we've held before, and we're holding it now. And yeah, hopefully we don't go below this swing low here, because in that case, that's quite bearish because you're going to be losing a local low. But even then, $12.25 is a great buy-in, in my opinion. And even now, this buy zone here, this is a great zone to accumulate as many Moonriver tokens as possible. Now, as you can see, the 20 EMA, the yellow line, was about to cross above the 55 EMA. That didn't end up happening, and instead we did get an EMA squeeze. This is when an EMA bounces off another EMA. In this case, this was the 20 bouncing from the 55. And as you can see, the EMA is going back down. So this was a bull trap here, because everyone thought we're going to get the bullish cross. The same thing happened on Bitcoin's chart. Everyone thought we're going to get the bullish cross. Things are, starting to look bullish. We're heading into the bull market. Obviously, that didn't happen, and I was warning you guys. I was telling you to be ready for another pullback. Don't get too bullish, and obviously dollar cost average your way in. Not a financial advice, but that's the best investing strategy that you could have. So a strong support zone as well that I do have on my charts based on the Fibonacci retracement here is $11.15. We've landed on this zone multiple times. So this is something that we could, this is a zone that we could see retested in case Bitcoin does drop, to $19,000. And this is a Fibonacci retracement that I have set up here. As you can see, this is our swing high and this is our swing low over here with the extension levels to the downside. And yeah, so we went back down to the 1.618 right now. We're looking to back test the second fib level if we lose this yellow support zone. Now, switching over to the daily RSI, as you can see, this was your little buy zone here that I set up for, for midterm outlook, but we ended up moving down below it. And I did tell you that if we do move down below, I would expect a retest of the red trend line over here. So let's see if we can continue on with this red trend line, because we have retested it multiple times, had a little fake out below, and we did break above here in June, but we still haven't seen the back test of support. So hopefully that comes in the near future. If we do end up dropping below the red trend line, which is already in the oversold zone, which means that, this is one of the best opportunities you're going to get to buy, you are potentially going to retest this 19 on the RSI here, because we have bounced from this level once over here in January and once over here in June. So potentially another back test is coming at the end of September, or potentially at the end of August, or potentially at the beginning of September. Now, I do want to switch over to the Binance website. Now, switching over to the Binance chart on the daily here, you can see that we do have an ascending support trend line here with multiple bounces. One bounce over here, second bounce over here, third bounce over here, fourth bounce over here. Every time you bounce from this area, you see a move to the upside. So the same thing could happen right now. We're getting pretty overextended to the downside away from the EMAs. We could see a nice relief rally all the way to the 20 EMA where we get rejected back down. Now, whether we lose this trend line or not is actually very important, because if you lose a multi-month support trend line, then that is quite a negative sign. So if you start doing something like this, you go below and you start retesting this as resistance, that would mean that you could expect to come back down to these lows here at $11/10.5. But I wouldn't be sure of anything. I would just set my buy limit orders in advance. You could set up multiple levels heading all the way down to $10. And if we see a strong wick, we see a capitulation, any black swan events, you're going to get filled on all those orders, and usually you recover really quick after these black swan events and strong capitulations. Now, one level I would keep an eye on is the golden ratio of this fib retracement, which is at $12.10. Now, this fib retracement has a bit of a different setup here. So we do have our swing high over here and the swing low over here with the extension levels to the upside. So we broke above the first fib level. We got to the 1.618. We even got to the 2.272. Right now we're rolling over, and we could see a back test of the golden ratio, which is a very important support level that we have back tested before here in July. So we could see the same thing over here, just a little wick below the white trend line. We could even bounce back up above it, really, really quickly. That's regarding the daily chart. You have all your support levels. In case we do see another pump, you have your 1.618 at $17.10. $19.5 is the second fib level, and $21.5 is the 2.272. If you want to swing trade, obviously that's up to you. And as you can see, we did get into the overbought here on the daily RSI. So this was a very good time to start taking some profits. As you can see, you were above the index of 70. That was a great indicator, telling you that we're getting a bit overextended here. Moving down to the stochastic RSI, right now you're down in the oversold. Great time to be accumulating below the index of 20. The last time we were here was back in the middle of June. Since then, we've seen this, sideways movement. We had a pullback here, but not quite to the oversold, went back into the overbought, had a nice double top pattern, and then we dropped back down. And moving over to the daily MACD, we just got our bearish cross confirmation on August 14th. And based on the chart here, August 14th was sitting at $16.5. And if you sold at that moment, you could have seen a nice 24% pullback if you trade based on the MACD. But I wouldn't trade based on one indicator. Okay, I would use the oscillators with the RSI and the stochastic, and the volume is very important as well. We don't usually cover it in our videos, but I'm gonna bring out the volume in the next couple of videos as well. So that's regarding Moonriver. You have a ton of support levels. Even right now, buying in right now is a great opportunity. So if I missed out anything important on the charts that you think should have been mentioned, please let me know down below in the comment section. Feel free to follow me on Twitter. Feel free to join me on Patreon. And I'm going to catch you in the next one.